Hello. Hello, TikTok family. I am going live for the first time tonight. My name is Antrinette Shané, aka the Cosmic Medicine Woman, and I am jumping on to do my 49th daily message out of 50. I've been doing daily messages over on YouTube for the last 48 days. And so I'm giving it a run at going live. So I'm practicing tonight, not really practicing, I'm just hopping on, I'm going for it. And so I don't know, I'm excited. I'm excited to be here. And I will say these daily messages leading up to Lionsgate, I was guided by Spirit to do this 50-day, I'll call it a challenge, not necessarily a challenge, but just messages that help the collective to prepare for this Lionsgate. What has been very evident in meditation and tapping in with the guides, particularly, is this Lionsgate for this year. Okay. Okay. I'm learning how to read in front of me and keep going. So bear with me, y'all. As y'all watch me, you're going to be like, she's definitely new. But yes, so here to have some fun. I'm going to do an intuitive message. My channel is already open. I've already cleansed the space and meditated on at least the start of, what preparation. I do have a tarot card here that I was guided to bring with me, but for the most part, my channel's open. I've got some guiding messages. Okay. Okay, y'all. Bye. But let me go ahead and get this. I want to get this message out first. And I'm not sure what co-hosting is, y'all. Like, bear with me. I'm so new to going live. So, but with that said, I want to get this message out as far as Lionsgate. I don't even know where I was in the message. So with that said, I have this tarot card here. My channel's open. I want to give this daily message. I'm also going to take this and post it over on YouTube where the other 48 messages are. Tomorrow will be the final of the 50 messages. And then on Lionsgate, I'll do a final Lionsgate message to kind of sum this all up. So if you want to catch the messages that I've recorded so far, jump over on YouTube. I'll mess around with this and post it afterwards to put my YouTube. It is, my information is linked to my bio there. So if you go into my bio, you can get to my YouTube. That's easier. There's a playlist to make it easier for you to catch these messages or to rewatch them. But other than that, I'll also, before I get started, I should mention, who am I? I am a holistic energy healing practitioner. And so in the work that I do, it is very shamanic based, but I take those who work with me on a soul journey, typically to either retrieve a lost soul part or a destiny retrieval. And so in that, I'm a psychic medium, Reiki, light language activations, mediumship, Akashic records, many things that can come in a session, in reading your energetic field, and your guides sometimes come in a session. And so my one-on-one sessions for this month until August 31st are on sale. There is the soul journey packages on there as well. There's consultations if you want to link just to have more conversation and to see if we align. So whatever feels aligned, whatever resonates with you. Again, in the bio, all information is there. You can check me out on IG, check me out on YouTube for other messages. But without further ado, we're going to jump in this message. And then I'll see how I feel afterwards. And I may just hit some of these invites. I'm not sure the co-hosting and the invites and all the things. So I gotta do my research, y'all. So without further ado, as we jump into this message, I will lead with what I heard. I am clairaudience, claircognizant, clairvoyant. I pretty much have most of the clairs. And so I heard You Are the Champion. So You Are the Champion, my friend, the song has come out multiple times in the previous some of the previous daily readings, and also a previous reading before. And so as I sat down to tune in, I heard We Are the Champion. So I heard the song and I'm like, not again. Not this is so you'd have to go back. It was probably a couple days ago to understand why I say not again. That was We Are the Champions Part 3. And so as I sat down to kind of get a hint on where to just start talking and allowing the messages to flow, I just started laughing because a part of the message of Part 3 was for me to trust that even though I'm hearing this song for the third time on a completely different message, a part of the message within my own personal message was to trust, but it also aligned with the message that I was giving for the daily message. So it was very layered, to say the least. And so I just started laughing because I'm like, this is not a part 4. That's not even. But I just laughed because I didn't take it there. That's where I took it on Part 3. Anywho. But as I laughed, I heard just kidding. And so this is a collective guides message. And so some of the other messages have particular star groups or different spirit guides showing up. And so with this message, they said collective guides reading. So with that said, the energy that I felt as I felt into the song and the just kidding, and there was laughter. And so there's this message to have fun, right? There's been love messages and serious messages and shadow work messages and gifts coming online, particular gifts. The message given earlier, the last message was to the timeline travelers. So that was pretty interesting. And those who have the particular gift of being able to jump or navigate or to be in multiple timelines. So check that one out. That is Daily Message 48 on YouTube. I may put a piece over here since I'm live here. But with that being said, This in particular was of having fun. The emphasis is having fun. No matter how light, how dark, right? And I use this because I have to use English language. Heavy, light, the work is, or where you are in your journey. Spirit wants to put emphasis on the fun that they want you to have during this time, right? As we move into Lionsgate, some of us are called to do some pretty deep shadow work, right? What has been an emphasis with this Lionsgate is that it is way different than any recent Lionsgate. And when I say recent, I mean, I will say the years are beyond anyone who's living right now. Like that is the weight that I feel that is put on. It's rare, right? No one in this lifetime has been through the shift that is coming, that is here, really, right? Lionsgate, we are in the Lionsgate energy, right? We're only 2 days away, but it's already begun. And so, no matter where you are, right? If you're shedding quite a bit, there's been some pretty light energy. There's been some pretty incredible energies that some of you are in, where you have done the work. And I was energized after reading for particular collectives. And so I say that to say that it's very wide span on where the collective is at. But I pose the question to you, like, what are you doing to have fun during this time? You know, what are you doing to tap into? It's giving the feeling of inner child. There's many love messages. Self-love has been a big emphasis within. I'm not going to say a lot, with many of the messages, right? Whether it's love with another, but most importantly, love with self. And so there's an inner child component into ensuring that you are tuning in and tapping in with yourself, with your passions, with transmuting and alchemizing any distorted perceptions in any of the work that you are doing, right? And so I'm hearing artists. I'm hearing hopscotch. I hear it's time to play. It's time to play. And so if you are tuned in, are you in a serious energy right now? This is the feeling of like the reminder of whatever you are doing right now. Laughter earlier, what I thought about was comedian. So watching something funny. So in going out and doing things that you haven't done since a child, there is I want to say an activation. There is something activating in participating in or jumping back into some of the childhood things that you once were in, right? That you once were in, that you once did as a child, right? That you used to do, that you used to love to do, right? So if you loved hopscotch, go do, I used to do hopscotch as a child. I have not seen, I don't even know if kids even do hopscotch these days. We used to go out there with our chalk and just make it. And, you know, the girls on the block would be out there with the hula hoops and double dutch and jump rope and all the things. So it's really, there's like something that lights back up in you. So making time for this is really important. Rose. Rose is, which I was guided to wear these earrings. I forgot I did hear rose earlier and I'm hearing it again. There's an emphasis for someone as far as rose, tapping in with the frequency of rose, whether you wear the scent, maybe you have a rose garden or a rose bush, maybe you like the fragrance. There's something that is important. That is, it's almost like a softening. There's a need. There we go. There's a softening. There's like a hard, I'm hearing shell, right? So there's like this, like, I don't want to say coating, but that's what's coming to me, like coating, not like coding, but like a coating or a shell or like this barrier that needs to be penetrated, right? Rose is has a particular frequency. So whether you consume it, because rose is edible, in oil, however you would like to engage with rose, please do that, because Spirit is highlighting that for you right now. I'm hearing the song, If I Was Your Best Friend. Is that 50 Cent? I don't know who that is, y'all. All the time. I don't know the words. If I was your best friend, I would be yours and you would be mine. I think that's how it goes. Y'all listen, I'll mess up some words. I will make it up, okay? But that's the tune. If somebody knows what it is, just put it in the comments. But so that brings me to this card, though. This was the one tarot card that they told me to bring to this reading. This brings me back to the inner child reading. I'm going to post this on YouTube, and I will, at the end screen, add the reading that is being highlighted here. There is some of these messages were given in that reading. But there was more to that message than there is for this one. This one is heavy emphasis on just pure fun, pure joy. In that reading, there was self-love, but there was also romantic love, and there was other messages that went along. There were a couple different groups for this best friend card. This one is specifically speaking to yourself, right? So as I was singing it and as I was thinking about it, as I was seeing, it's a question that one would pose to themselves, right? So have you been being your best friend, right? So it's almost like looking at where are there parts of yourself that you have abandoned, right? Spirit, and particularly as it relates to fun, as it relates to laughter, as it relates to the pure essence that is very childlike, right? They say we are pure souls when we incarnate, and then it's all of the programs and traumas and stories and all the things that we are being programmed with that takes us away from our purest energy. But Spirit is asking, that is the part of us, the purest part of us, before we were ever imprinted on. That's the part of us. That's the essence that Spirit is wanting to highlight. That is the part of us that we are being called to locate, to find again, right? And so if you're not operating in this, right? If you're not operating in this, it's like doing things carefree, right? Like we're doing the things just because we love to do the thing, right? We don't have any attachments to it. We don't have any expectations, right? Kids are imagining, they are doing, they're not over analyzing, they're not expecting anything, right? They're playing, maybe the box is a car, right? And maybe the same box is a train. And then maybe it becomes a stove that they're cooking on. And then maybe it becomes the house, right? And they are having the time of their life, right? Spirit is asking for you to tune in with that, to tap in with that in whatever ways you need to, as you journey along in whatever you, and bring that into purpose is what I'm hearing. Bring it in. So some of you are already operating in your purpose. Some of you are already, right? Maybe you have a, what I'm hearing is yoga studio. Maybe you are a painter or a poet or an author of sorts. It's coming to me. You're already in fulfillment in the things that you are called to do. You're very aligned in what you are supposed to be doing, and you're following your heart's desires. But there's still a piece, right? For these particular individuals, there's still a piece of you, the pureness of you. It's like you're almost there, right? But there is, and what I'm seeing in this card, I'll bring it closer. See all those little specks, those little speckles? I mean, I would say snow, but it's definitely not snowing in this. I don't even know what that is. But see the little dots on her shirt? It's like those little dots, like Spirit is asking you to be very nuanced and to get every single dot. If you can get to it, get it off, right? And so in comparison to where I'm taking that piece back into the message is you're aligned, but there's just some things there that need to be right. And they are coming up. They're seeing, they're visible. You're aware of them. They're not the, what I want to say. Let me find the word, Spirit. They're not the deep underlying unconscious, subconscious work. It's not that automatic patterning that we don't see about ourselves, right? It's not that. It's visible. It's the annoyance that we feel, right? It's my day was 98% amazing, but this 2%, there was maybe some annoyance, right? Spirit is asking you to look at that annoyance. Spirit is asking you to, right? Because yes, we are allowed to have our emotions and our feelings, but that trigger, that what is the trigger? What are you annoyed at? There's something that is connected to, that once you figure out what that is tied to, you unravel the root, right? You pull it from the root and that speck goes away, right? And so you just have just some little things that is not necessarily affecting the totality of your day, but it is affecting you enough that it's not your pure essence, right? And so there's been, and this takes me back, what is also being highlighted in this Lionsgate, and I don't remember, this was many daily messages ago, but there is in shadow work that has been a part of the journey thus far, right? It's like we've been called to clear things, and as a people, I don't want to say we've been getting away with, right? Because this is a lifelong journey, right? Like, let's be honest. This is not the thing that we clear, and it's not like we clear up this part of our shadow work and we have nothing else to do, for the rest of our lives. Like we're done, nailed it, nothing else, right? Like we're going to be constantly seeing ourselves, constantly evolving, right? But the emphasis for this Lionsgate, Spirit has been highlighting a pureness, right? The thing that comes to me that I've stated in the other message, and it comes to me again, is biblically, one of the messages of going through the eye of the needle, right? Being so stripped of the distortions and the falseness that you can fit through the eye of a needle. This is a repeating message about the level of, what I hear is cleanliness, right? But it is for all distortion, right? It is about being in pure love, unconditional love, not only with yourself, but with others. Once you conditional love with another, right? Because you are now resonating in that frequency. Spirit has highlighted the importance of anything that is not of pure unconditional love. Any distortions, right, are going to be amplified, right? They are going to be perceived as amplified because the frequencies are going to be raising as we're entering this Lionsgate portal. Many of you may already recognize and be seeing it around you, right? This is being experienced by others as chaos, right? That is one word to describe it. It's chaos. It's unbalanced. It is, and whether you are experiencing it within yourself or you are observing it in others, it is the parts of ourselves, one who is unwilling to look at themselves, who is unwilling to see themselves and do the work, right, is going to be imbalanced, right? They're going to appear imbalanced because those distortions they can't sustain in the higher frequency, right? The higher frequency is truth. The higher frequency is unconditional love. The higher frequency is compassion. The higher frequency is light, right? The higher frequency is balanced emotion. In if it is not that, it's almost like it's like it will be pulled away, but people are going to be right? They're going to be resisting, and they'll be like, no, 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 right? They're denying a truth. They're denying who they are in whatever form or fashion, however that looks. It's going to look different for every single person, right? But this is how we will be able to identify it in others and within ourselves. So then I circle back to this, right? In that annoyance, in that resistance, where are you resisting? If you are in unconditional love, there is nothing that should pull you from the state of balance and unconditional love, right? Maybe you see something. Are we judging it? Because if we're judging, then we're not. If we're fearful, then we're not. If we're angry, if we're in any emotion, we're not in unconditional love, right? And that's not to say that we can't feel those emotions, but when we are acting from those things, when it is a part of us, when when we are called to be seen, but we're hiding, right? Then you will experience situations that are going to force you to be seen. And where you resist, what is that feeling you feel, right? Like, that's just an example of how to recognize it. And so, with that being said, is there anything else for this daily message? Spirit has been giving me so many songs in these messages. I don't even know the words to the song. But maybe this is for somebody. It's the song, What You Know About Me. What you know about me? What you know about, what is that song? I don't know what that song. What's the purpose? Spirit, what? What are you highlighting? You know, it's like I can hear the melody, but I don't know the words. Okay. I know the beginning part is what you know about me. And then I'm hearing know thyself. And then I'm hearing we are the champions. So this is just Spirit tying in those, all three of those messages have come out in daily messages prior. And really the emphasis is really bringing, it is that the main point is coming back to the self. There is high importance for one to see themselves. For one to see themselves right now is important. So, moving forward, I'm gonna get a drink, y'all. Moving forward, whatever self-mastery work you need to do, right now is the time. If you've paused on it, if you've prioritized anything else, it's time to prioritize getting back to yourself, right? And it can be really simple, right? For myself, I am starting a self-love journey, right? And it's just, it is really about, I'm just adding one thing to my self-care routine each day. Whether I lotion every day, but maybe I spend extra time in massaging and I use a different oil. Whether I am sitting out on the grass and grounding. Today I wrote poetry. Today I wrote a poem. Right? And so each day I'm intentionally giving myself attention that normally I would I would fill my day with something else, and I would say, oh, tomorrow. I mean, I do my meditations. Sometimes I get busy and I'm going, and I don't stop to pause. I don't do this extra pause that I'm doing. And so there's just a call to sit with yourself a bit more right now. So do yourself. Serve yourself. Serve yourself. Become your best friend, right? Become your best friend right now. Tap into your play, your passions, your purpose. Give yourself attention and give yourself 5 minutes, right? Give yourself 10 minutes. If you got an hour, give yourself an hour. If you got more, give yourself more. But I would say give yourself at least 5 to 10 minutes extra each day. And it's going to make a difference as we journey through this portal, right? What has come in is that this is like a shift. This is a shift in the timeline, but it's a shift in the frequency, right? The shift is, we're going to a point of no return. Let's just say that, right? And it's not to put fear in this message at all. But we are definitely going to a place of vibrating higher, right? We're ascending as a cosmos, as a people, as a species, as a part of the earth. We are ascending, and what we have been able to sustain in society, we're seeing it already, right? We're seeing organizations, agencies, different people being exposed, right? The truth is here. Maybe you're experiencing on your own individual experiences, within your own individual experiences, maybe with yourself or the people you love. Maybe you're experiencing a sort of truth reveal. Maybe the people who are around you, you're no longer aligned with, or maybe you're aligning with new people, right? So however resonates for you, I'm going to leave the message there, because I think that I think y'all got it, right? And so, yeah. So happy inner child journey, happy time playing. This is definitely a time for fun. It's definitely a time for play. honor yourselves, honor each other. Yeah. And I thank y'all. I thank y'all for tuning in. But yeah, okay. So that completes the message for day 49. I'll tune in. I'm going to do day 50, obviously, tomorrow. But it'll probably be over on YouTube. I'll see. I may record, I may do it here.